Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. The Bermuda Triangle is acute. All right, we sound good. So apparently everyone's canceling their health care out here. You know what I'm talking about? This one goes, I'm a physician and I canceled my health insurance. But before we go to him, let's get this party started.
Just wondering if anyone, can make this make sense. The health insurance premium for my family of 5 through my employer is just under $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month is paid before any person in my family walks through the door of the doctor's office and breathes.
Did she say family of 5?
Yeah.
That's almost 500. That's $400 each. That's not too bad. But the kids ain't paying for it. So, yeah.
Room. $2,000. On top of that, my particular plan through Aetna has a $6,500 deductible, meaning I have to pay $6,500 before they cover anything.
You look up the average price of a procedure in America for any kind of surgery or major thing, because I'm wondering if it's even worth it at that point.
That's such a vague question because it's $4,000 to $200,000.
Okay.
Without insurance.
Then yeah, we don't. But
give me an example.
Yeah, let me hear it from a physician. What I'm getting at though is how often are you going to go to the doctors or a hospital? Maybe a hospital, but how often is it going to be 10 grand? Is it that often? Maybe that's why doctors make so much.
Okay, I'm going to hop on a soapbox for just a couple of minutes and tell you why I, a physician, do not have health insurance in the traditional sense for my family this year. Last year was frustrating enough. $1,750 a month for my family of 5, cheapest plan available on the healthcare exchange, just wanting truly catastrophic coverage, HSA eligible, with a $4,000 deductible for an individual, $8,000 for family, and probably a copay after that for a high out-of-pocket max. So we were spending over $20,000 a year, and unless something bad happened, we're getting really nothing. Preventative care visits for my kids, but my wife and I pay cash to wellness physicians, and so really we're not getting much. It was there just for emergencies. Well, this year it went up another $200, close to $2,000 a month. And I just couldn't stomach it.
You know what I ran into? I canceled my healthcare insurance 10 years ago. But I experienced what everyone's experiencing now, where for one person, it's 500, 700, 800 bucks. That happened to me 10 years ago because I had some health complications and they really milked the fuck out of that. Not to mention, I don't know what this was or if this still exists, but back when I canceled my healthcare, they'll tax you. They taxed me $700 during tax season because I didn't have health insurance. It was like a way of saying you're paying either way, buddy. Yeah, but I've been experiencing this for 9 years now, up until the recent year, where I've almost been like, you don't have healthcare? You're psycho. Now I'm glad that other people are finally. I'm not happy that you're getting charged $500 a month or $700 a month. I'm not happy about it. I'm just saying. Now I could go, okay. Now you see. Now everybody. We're not crazy, is what I'm saying. It's fucking expensive. Everyone should cancel their health insurance. Insurance is the biggest scam in the world. I wonder if we could find some statistics on this. When the physician's telling you to cancel it, something's up. But I wonder if we could find this info. Can we see, Eric, if you could look this up, see if we have a number on how many Americans have canceled their health care in the past 2 years. I know it's a very, I don't know how they're going to get these stats, but I'm curious because I'm going to guess way more than we think.
So my husband and I decided we were not going to have insurance this year, and I want to tell you guys reasons why, and I want to tell you how much we just paid paying cash in an emergency situation, because this is going to blow your mind. So I've always paid $2,000 a month every
5 million people. 1.5 to 5 million people.
Wait, 5 milli?
Yeah, dude.
Canceled their health care.
Yeah. Roughly, the uninsured rate in 2023 was 9.5%. Hold on. What is it for?
Dude, so that means, wait, do you have health insurance or did you cancel yours?
I canceled it.
You
'cause
said
they
fuck
wanted,
it, right?
Dude, I'm a pretty healthy guy, and they wanted $600 a month and $10,000 deductibles. Like that was like kind of the average of like
600 a month.
Yeah, there was plans that were 7, there was plans that were like upper 400s.
Yeah.
But all the out-of-pocket maxes were 9,000 and up, and all the deductibles were like 8,000 and up.
And
so it's like, what's the point? I might as well, I might as well just pay out of the pocket.
And I would actually argue that most people keep their health insurance for a prescription purpose. That's why I kept it.
Yeah.
All for prescription.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I didn't have this fear of like, what if I end up that's like the biggest one. You want to die? And it's like, I don't want to die, but like, I want to live in fear every month if I can't pay this, or like have that psychological warfare every month. Cause that's what it was for me.
Yeah.
For years of my life, from 17 to about 25, I thought that if I didn't get this procedure once a month, I had to have an intravenous thing done once a month, that I would literally die. That's how this was told to me. You remember?
Yeah.
I used to have it when we lived together out in California. I used to have a nurse come to the house
3 weeks.
every 3 weeks and fucking hook me up to an IV and pump me full of shit. Every 3 weeks.
Well, and they told you when you were 17, like I remember when you were 17 and
I
you
almost
went to
died.
you almost died. You went to that special hospital in Miami, and they were like, oh, okay, we figured it out. Because our whole life, you thought you had Crohn's disease. You thought you had a bunch of other stomach issues.
Yeah, and it turns out my body was just failing. I had like an immune system
disorder.
Like my body attacked itself.
Yeah.
Probably because the diet of Sunkist and Pop-Tarts.
Inflammation.
Yeah. I had all this mucus and inflammation.
Yeah.
But that was the sediment, though. That was the
literally,
rhetoric.
Yeah, they told you have to do this every month for the rest of your life,
or you're dead. You're dead. There you go. That's what I was told.
You'll be fucking dead before sunrise.
Yeah. Call your parents. But how many people experience this with diabetes, with and I'm not a doctor, of course, I'm not a doctor, but we have physicians canceling their healthcare. Yeah. Okay. It's not like a by accident thing that people are like, do I need to take this medicine for the rest of my life?
It's extortion.
It really is.
It's extortion.
It's fear, false evidence appearing real. And I believed it for a long time. I fucking believed it.
Well, I remember, not to get like too deep or nothing, but
go deep, Daddy.
When I remember the month where you were like, they want $10,000 a month for me to have this healthcare because of that.
Oh, well, what it actually was my health insurance was going from $700 to $1,200, and if I didn't have the health insurance,
it was 10 grand.
Out of pocket was 10 grand every procedure.
Yeah,
or not procedure, but every intravenous cycle. And remember, in my head, I'm sitting here thinking, if I don't take this, say goodbye.
You'll be dead before.
You'll be dead before sunrise. And I remember talking to Eric, and I was talking to my friends, and I remember I didn't even tell my mother because I didn't want her to worry. And I said, I'm going to lean myself off. And
we literally accept. You're like, I'm dying.
I said, if I die, I die. And then turns out I started getting better.
Yeah,
I started feeling better.
You changed your diet.
Like I think I took it for something that was supposed to be a Band-Aid. I think I took it for too long to where it started doing the opposite. Not that I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm just saying, I think this whole take medication for the rest of your life thing, a little weird. This one goes, I have $2,000 a month insurance. I've heard enough. I heard enough. But
you're an idiot.
How many people, though, I want to know, live under the fear of diabetes, tuberculosis?
Well, that's what I was going to say is there are certain, like if you need dialysis every month and they're like, oh, your insurance is going to be $2,000 a month. Like you're fucked. And that's what's scary. It's like, I understand if you have a pre-existing condition and you go to get like private insurance, they do that whole questionnaire.
Yeah.
And then they accept you or they don't, or they make your price outrageous. I get that. But at the same time, like I'm not for like, socialism or anything, like not to get into that, but I just don't get why they can't offer at least like affordable healthcare based on your income. Like if you make 40K a year, how are you about to tell someone, oh, your insurance is going to be 2K a month?
Well, you also hear this one too. So here's something I want to bring up. You hear this one a lot actually, where people go, oh, in other countries, the healthcare is free. And it's like, yes,
but they wait 6 months for a doctor visit.
This is true, but they're still charging you out the ass for the automatic insurance. And here's my theory. My theory is I looked this up. What does a doctor in London, England, make a year versus the United States? And the answer is significantly less. In America, it's around 300 grand for a doctor. In the UK, it's 100,000, 150,000. Your top tits. You're a real bloke out there. Okay. So imagine you get extorted for your money anyways through insurance. Yeah, you have free health care. But think about it like this. At least the doctors here are getting rich. Over there, they're not even getting rich. The government's getting rich.
Yeah.
And they tried pulling that shit here. They really did. They tried pulling that shit. Look it up your fucking selves. But so when you talk about free healthcare, it's like you almost can't. Then we'll be taxed even more.
Yeah.
You won't even have the luxury to go, I'm canceling my health insurance. You hear these people all the time, I'm canceling my taxes. I'm not paying it. I go, okay, good luck with that. Not that it, but that's a fear thing. That's also a fear thing. You don't pay your taxes, go to prison. They're going to come for your house or come for your wife.
They'll come and get you.
Yeah. They'll come and get you. Like one of our fake uncles never paid taxes in his entire life.
Went to federal prison.
Yeah. He never paid taxes.
Terre Haute.
Yeah. He really did.
Yeah.
Fun fact. For the beginning of this year, 2026, I canceled not only mine, but my son's health care. All of our health insurance, our health benefits, everything through my big girl corporate job, because not only did we get a nice hefty deductible added, our cost out of pocket went up almost 30%. No, thank you. I am not buying into this. Now tell me why. I just downloaded GoodRx. I went to refill all of my scripts.
That's where I was getting at. Now with this, the prescription game has changed drastically because I have been paying out of pocket for 10 years. And dude, my prescriptions are maybe $50. I'm like, damn, 50? Usually it's like $20, $27. I just had dental surgery, $27 for all my prescriptions for the dental surgery. And
what do you go through GoodRx?
No, dude. A lot of these places, the prescriptions, if you don't pay with insurance, most prescriptions, they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what kind of law has passed, or honestly, I hear the whole thing too, where it's like, if you have insurance, they'll tax the shit out of you for having insurance. But if you tell them off rip you don't have insurance, it's a totally different pay structure. This is like some shit I've heard, and I don't doubt it. Can't we all come together and just cancel? Did you imagine though how this woman said, my kids don't have insurance? Could you imagine if we were to tell kids, like small children, what we tell each other? Like, if you don't have insurance, you'll die. So tell that to a 6-year-old? Like, I don't know. I feel like kids should have free healthcare.
Yeah, until you're like a certain.
I agree. I think that because how sick? I mean, some kids get sick.
They get sick.
They get sick, but I mean, let's be honest though. Anyways, I like this guy. Affordable Care Act subsidies just expired. What happens to healthcare?
I saw that the Affordable Care Act subsidies just expired.
Dude,
what does that mean?
Wait, is this? Wait.
This is the tax shit.
Is this the shit that they did where if you say I make 50 grand a year, they go, okay, we'll charge you based on 50 grand. And then if they find out you made more, they fucking come for you.
So when you go on the marketplace to sign up for healthcare,
nightmare,
and you end up talking to an insurance broker, the insurance broker is going to say, what do you make a year? And you go, I make 50 grand or I make 40 grand, whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to go, okay, here's the marketplace price. So the marketplace price for your insurance per month is say $300.
Yeah.
But because you make under a certain amount, I think it was like 75 grand or 60 grand.
Yeah.
They are allowed to offer you what's called a premium tax credit.
I don't like that.
The premium tax credit will take a certain amount off of your premium. So, all right, here's a premium tax credit of $200. So now your premium went from 300 to 100.
Yeah.
But if you make more than that 40 grand every month, they're going to go in and charge you that premium tax credit at the end of the year.
For every month.
For every month.
Oh, what a bunch of fucking pieces of
Well,
shit.
the problem is that these insurance brokers, they don't disclose, like,
and they don't know. I
didn't know.
believe that most insurance people who sell insurance, how much can you really know? Have you fucking ever went through insurance forms? I mean, I was on some life or death shit. Don't make me grab the Make-A-Wish board. I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it, buddy. See that? Make-A-Wish, okay?
Backsmith.
I've been through the fucking ringer. My point is, though, is it's like, I feel, it's almost like you can't even blame the insurance salesman because it's like, you could only know so much. I think there's so much that I honestly believe there's so much information in there that I'm sure some of it contradicts itself.
Oh, 100%.
Like the jargon.
Yeah.
It's almost like it says one thing, but then on page 46, it cancels out what it said on page 2 that made you sign up for it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well,
so they're still doing the tax thing. They're still fucking doing it.
Well, the problem is too, is like the insurance brokers, obviously they get paid on commission, and there's an incentive implied in there where they're like, all right, well, if I sign you up for a premium tax credit, I still get to claim the commission that I would have gotten on that sale without the premium tax credit.
I mean, to be fair, insurance is the number one money maker in America. So if you're looking to make some money, sell insurance. Anyways, back to the Asian man.
Oh, and those premium tax credit is affordable care.
That's what I was thinking.
Subsidy,
yeah.
For people who use that for healthcare coverage.
Some people are going to not be able to afford the healthcare coverage they had before because the subsidies expired.
Okay.
It's going to be much more expensive.
Okay.
So some people probably can't afford it and they're going to lose their healthcare.
That's scary.
Right.
Well, I mean, 5 million people, we just looked it up, already bailed.
Yeah.
So that's just in a year.
And that's you know,
That's just
some
in
of
a
that's by
year.
choice, but some of that is literally like when I chose not to have insurance, I always had insurance. I liked having insurance because like
Makes
when I
you
was
feel
doing
good.
blue collar, like dude,
You might get
cut
hurt.
I cut through my arteries and my muscle a couple years ago, and I went in. It was cheaper to pay for them to stitch my muscle. I got 30 stitches in my muscle, and it was cheaper to do that without insurance.
Well, I cracked my head open not like a few years ago, and no insurance. It was $400 with everything. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal. I thought I was going to go in there and pay a lot. You know what I'm saying? Right here. My big brother is a pharmacist at a hospital in Florida. Oh, come on, dude. They're cutting 3 of the pharmacists, and every single department has job cuts. This affects the healthcare workers too. There's a ripple effect. Well, I watched this documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. It's on the opioid epidemic from like the late 90s to 2000 to 2010 is when like the narcotics epidemic happened. They do these pill mills where they're just shelling out Oxycontin, Xanax bars, Percocets, and Loratab. That was a song. But my point is the incentive for the doctor to shell out, I think it was Oxycontin was the big pill at the time. There was huge incentives to sell this exact drug. And it exploded. And they would just give anybody this shit because the doctors would get these kickbacks. And that's why I'm bringing up the pharmacies, because just think about how much money was made. Oh, big money, dude. Great documentary on Netflix. Something about Oxycontin or narcotics on Netflix. Fucking awesome watch. And we lived through that. Like, I remember my dad was a victim of it. I saw that shit happen firsthand. Florida was like one of the biggest pill mill
Yeah.
doctor shits ever. And that was all insurance based stuff.
I remember when I lived down there, I used to see them in lines out, you know, and you'd start seeing like a bunch of like Massachusetts plates.
Oh, dude,
like,
it would be midnight.
yeah.
Midnight, doctor's office got a line out the door.
Yeah.
With security at the door.
Yeah.
This is a doctor's office.
Because that was before.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They had the international like database where you could see like, oh, this person's had this.
That's why it was invented.
Yeah.
It was invented for that reason. Yeah, dude, it's a great documentary. But the amount of doctors or pharmacists, which are doctors, that did this shit, because you have to be a doctor to prescribe them, was kind of alarming, actually.
Cancel your health insurance. That's the answer. I've had the best health insurance for so many years. Since it's open enrollment, it is showing that I have to pay over $2,000 a month on health insurance. So I decided to actually do my...
Just one person?
What the fuck?
Okay, everybody just keeps saying fuck health insurance, but here's what I kind of wind it down with right here. This clinic goes, we are no longer accepting any forms of health insurance beginning February 1st, 2026. But this is something I ran into when I did have insurance even 10 years ago. The amount of places that would not take my insurance, and remember, 2015, I was paying $700 a month. That was kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
At the time, nobody was paying $700 a month. Like,
yeah.
Like now that sounds normal, but then that was unheard of.
No, yeah.
I would go places and they'd be like, oh, we don't take this insurance. And I'd be like, ma'am, I pay $700 a month. And you mean to tell me you don't fucking take this? This is crap insurance.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know. But this is mass scale now.
Well, and like before you play this video, I was going to say that's another thing too. So you get this outrageous,
ludicrous,
this outrageous price, and they go, okay, it's going to be this price. And you go, okay, well, I'm going to be broke, but I'll take it. And then you have that insurance, and then a bunch of places don't take it. It's like they need to fix that. Cause it's like, if I do pay it, I should be able to go any place that accepts insurance.
You would assume. But even places like this are like, we just stopped taking insurance.
Nah, HMO, PPO.
They go, everyone's canceling.
Of 2026, we have chosen here at the clinic to no longer take any form of healthcare insurance. This comes for a variety of reasons. So healthcare is changing rapidly. Insurance premiums are rising. In some areas, including our local area, for the average income, premiums have risen for some patients up to 20% of their annual income. That is not sustainable. Patients are having to choose between paying their mortgage or seeking health care, and deductibles are so high that patients are not utilizing their appropriate care sources, like going to the ER when they need it or going to an urgent care when they need it.
You know it's bad. I don't mean to cut her off, but I think we all get where the world's going. But you know it's bad when it's like, do not call an ambulance.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could be, I mean, I've experienced this several times where it's like, I mean, especially in the skateboarding world, someone breaks an arm or anything like that, call an ambulance.
Yeah,
fucking we'll hightail it, bro. Like we'll get there, dude. Someone could be bleeding out and it's like, we're going to get you there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but that's to say something though. That's a little, but think about it like this. How many people, EMTs actually, and I think ambulance drivers get paid like shit. So I salute you guys, but think about everybody.
Make like 20 an hour.
Yeah. But think about everybody in the healthcare field. If they were getting paid like it was England, I don't think there'd be too many people jumping up for the job. You know what I mean? Like, I think nursing was probably the most explosive career. And I don't think it's because so many people are like, I just love taking care of people and helping them. Not that everybody doesn't need money. I'm just saying, think about how many, just something to consider on that front. I don't think people would be jumping up for that job if you were paid like it was England or some of these other countries. You can look this shit up for yourself, but it's like drastically lower than the US. Self-pay is diabolical. Wait, what? Prepare to close your doors. Who can afford that? But see, that's the mindset because I've been self-paying for 10 years, not on a YouTuber salary. You know, 8 of those years were, I was a bartender. I sold items on eBay. I didn't have a problem. Yeah, sure, I
Well,
had
what-
roommates and stuff,
Yeah.
but you don't know if you haven't had to experience it, because when you go in with insurance, they give you the slip, you see how much it would be, but when you pay out of pocket, it's cheaper than that. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Well, like that comment right there, self-pay is diabolical.
Yeah.
What she doesn't realize is that it's going to be cheaper for you to self-pay a lot of times because
It just is.
they're not working with the insurance companies with a set price.
Yeah, and not to mention too, like, look at this. So you're abandoning your patients. You don't want to deal with insurance companies. That's what I heard. No. Nobody wants to deal with insurance companies.
Yeah.
Not even me, the consumer that needs her help. And plus, let's say you spend what, $600 a month on healthcare. That's $7,200 a year if my math's correct, around there. You mean to tell me if you saw the doctor 3 times a year, you're gonna spend $7,200 out of pocket? I don't think
Not
so.
unless something's wrong with
Yeah,
it.
unless something crazy
Yeah.
happens, you
Well,
know. But
and
then you're still gonna have a deductible of
Here's what I
$7,000.
want people to do. If you've ever been to the ER in like the last like 2 to 5 years, ask for an itemized bill of your ER visit. If you used insurance.
Yeah.
And look what they're charging your insurance company for a tab of Tylenol.
Oh, it's
like
it's criminal.
Hundreds of dollars for a single tablet.
For
I'm not
Tylenol.
kidding. I'm not kidding.
Dude, that's crazy. So you're punishing payments, but that's the thing. We point it back at each other when people are saying they're canceling insurance.
Exactly, yeah.
This is what I've been dealing with for years, and people are still going to talk. Like my accountant, every time I see him, twice a year, 3 times a year, he goes, "You still don't have health care?" And I go, "I know." I go, "Dude, I can't stomach it, bro." He's like, "It's a write-off." I go, "I don't give a fuck if it's a write-off." I love him, though. He's a great guy. They won't take it because insurance companies refuse to pay the ridiculous prices these places try to contract for. I've heard enough, dude. You do whatever the hell you want. I'm just out here reporting in the streets.
You'll be dead by morning.
You'll be dead by morning. Anyways, hell of a talk. Shout out to everybody who bought a Caddy Daddy t-shirt. I love you. They are shipped out to everybody that's called the hotline. You know the deal. And E, you good?
Yeah.
You'll be dead by morning.
You'll be dead by morning.
Hold on. You'll be dead by morning. That's the best. Wow.